In the dim light of dawn, as the first rays of the sun broke over the horizon, a sacred mystery stirred in the air, a soft, incessant buzzing that whispered of secrets long hidden and power untamed. These were no ordinary creatures, these were bees, revered across the ages, their tiny wings carrying legends that spoke of gods, omens, and life itself. In the shadowed temples of ancient Egypt, a legend was told in hushed tones when the sun god Ra wept. His tears did not fall like any mortals. No, his divine sorrow birthed something far more profound. Each tear, as it touched the earth, transformed into a bee sacred, shimmering and imbued with the essence of the god himself. These bees, it was said, carried within them the power of the sun, a fierce energy that could heal wounds and ward off the darkest of spirits. But they were not merely healers, they were protectors, their hives guarded by the fierce goddess Neith, whose temple was known as the House of the Bee. To offend a bee was to risk invoking the wrath of the gods, and those who dared cross them often met with a fate as swift as the sting of the sacred insect. Far from the Nile, in the rugged landscapes of Greece, a newborn god lay hidden, protected by the whispers of prophecy. This was Zeus, the future king of the gods, whose life depended on the nourishment of honeybees. These bees, sent by divine will, kept the infant god alive, their golden honey a lifeline between the mortal and the divine. As Zeus grew, so did the power of the bees, and when the god Apollo sought to build his sacred temple, it was said that bees descended in a swarm, crafting the walls with a precision that no mortal could match. The Romans, too, felt the weight of their presence, worshipping Melona, the guardian of bees, who held the fate of their crops and their lives in her hands. To anger the bees was to challenge the gods themselves, a risk no one dared to take. In the dark forests and rolling hills of Europe, the bees took on a more ominous role, seen as messengers of fate, their arrival often heralding doom or fortune. A chilling legend from Germany spoke of bees sent from God, tasked with producing the wax that would light the candles of the faithful. But these bees, unlike their sun-born Egyptian cousins, had a darker edge. They were harbingers of judgment, their stings as sharp as divine wrath. In Breton folklore, the crucifixion of Christ unleashed a sorrow so profound that his tears became bees, swarming across the land to bring sweetness to a world tainted by sin. Yet even in their sweetness, there was danger, for bees could sense the moral decay of humans, and those who failed to honor them with respect could find themselves facing an empty hive, their lives soon to follow. Across the sea, in the misty moors of Great Britain and the wild frontiers of the United States, bees were feared as much as they were revered. An old rhyme warned of their power. A swarm of bees in May is worth a load of hay, and a swarm of bees in July is hardly worth a fly. But this was no simple agricultural advice. Behind the rhyme lay a sinister truth: the bees knew more than they let on. They were keepers of secrets, watchers of time, and those who did not respect them risked dire consequences. It was said that if a beekeeper died, his bees must be informed immediately, lest they take their revenge by leaving, or worse, bringing death to the household. Even in joyous times, such as a wedding, the bees had to be told, their hive approached with caution, for a single misstep could turn their blessing into a curse. And if a swarm settled upon your land, it was not a sign of prosperity, but a dark omen, a warning that death was near, lurking in the shadows, waiting to strike. In modern times, the bee's tale took a terrifying twist. Whispers spread of African killer bees, a breed so aggressive that they could swarm and sting a person to death. They were the stuff of nightmares, relentless in their pursuit, driven by a fury that seemed almost supernatural. Yet, beneath the fear, a truth remained: these bees, though deadly, were slow. A healthy person could outrun them, but only if they did not falter, did not look back, for to do so was to invite the wrath of nature itself. And so the bees buzzed on, their wings a constant reminder of the thin veil between life and death, the divine and the mortal. In every corner of the world, their legend lived, a tale of power, prophecy, and the eternal dance between light and shadow.